Delighted to be here this morning to talk to you very briefly about how, using existing cost-effective technologies, we can address a key element of what can sometimes seem to be the intractable issue of how to secure more sustainable transport globally, namely the amount of fuel that we are using in the vehicles which we drive. The global fleet of light-duty vehicles, cars and light vans, is due to triple by 2050, with over 80% of those new vehicles in emerging economies and less developed countries. The impact of such a massive increase in vehicle numbers, it is said that China alone will have as many cars on its roads in 2050 as there are on the planet currently, is clearly wholly sustainable. It's unsustainable for pollution and congestion. It's unsustainable in terms of energy demand, energy security, and of course it's unsustainable for the climate, and certainly so at projected levels of fuel consumption in the vehicles. Yet fuel economy in those vehicles could be improved right now, could in fact be doubled in new vehicles by 2030 and in all vehicles by 2050, using technologies such as lightweighting and mild hybridization, stop-start, so the engine turns off when you stop at the lights, and those technologies are already in many of the cars that we're already driving right now. If we could achieve this, then even with this bigger global fleet, CO2 emissions from these vehicles could be stabilized at around 2005 levels, billions of barrels of oil would go unused, and around $2 trillion of savings could be redirected to sustainable development, sustainable transport systems in some of the poorest economies on our planet. So all we need is a greater political impetus towards the adoption of the sorts of policies which will help to push and pull these existing fuel economy technologies into all of the world's cars. Such policies already exist in many major car markets, and the existence of an SDG goal to double fuel economy by 2050 would be exactly the push which we need to ensure the swift global spread of those sorts of policies. Support for such a goal is gaining ground. The high-level panel report last year, the recent UNEP-UN data report on sustainable transport to the Secretary-General, which was presented to this process, the Sustainable Transport Partnership SLOCAT statement, again to this meeting, as well as the Sustainable Energy for All initiative, have all endorsed this suggestion. The Global Fuel Economy Initiative, of which I am Executive Secretary and which is a partnership of the International Energy Agency, the UNEP, International Transport Forum, University California Davis and the International Council on Clean Transportation, and is also a high impact opportunity in the Sustainable Energy for All initiative, has been working globally for several years now to promote fuel economy, to support 25+ countries as they develop their fuel economy policies, including China, Kenya, Ethiopia and Indonesia, and importantly has been measuring global progress towards this target. So far, sadly, progress on fuel economy is not as good as it should be, particularly outside of OECD countries. So a global fuel economy goal within the SDGs could make a real difference. Moreover, such a goal is ideally suited to inclusion in a sustainable transport SDG because it is relevant to the problems we're facing. It's practical, it's achievable, it's measurable, and it already has substantial support. So I would urge you to consider it further. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.